So what's up YouTube, AVDSP51 here, and today I'm going to give you a review real quick over the M&P 45. I've had this weapon for about 4 years now. I bought it in 2013. I was shopping for a handgun and I actually went to go get a Glock. Unfortunately, it would have been in 2 to 3 weeks before I could get the one that I wanted, and I really didn't want to wait, so I picked this up instead. It retailed for me about $600, give or take, and it's been a very, very good gun for me over the past 4 years. Now, this gun actually came with 2 magazines and the interchangeable back straps. So I bought this gun, and I took it out and went to go shoot. I dumped about maybe anywhere from 100 to 300 rounds through it at the first time out, and that's where I kind of discovered that I really didn't like the sights on it, so I replaced those, and amongst a few other goodies that I decided to go ahead and put on. So this thing comes with the standard Smith & Wesson 3-dot sights and the interchangeable back straps. However, come 2014, I actually swapped out the back straps with a set of Crimson Trace laser grips. And as you can see here, I have the Crimson Trace laser light guard on there as well. So it was a great little gun. Had pretty decent groupings and pretty good accuracy with it from the get-go. But I really wasn't quite sold on the sights, as I'd mentioned. So the first thing that I did was I replaced the sights with the set of XS big dot sights. I've found that since I've had these installed, that I've actually loved them. I thought the system is really, really good, and I have no problems getting that sight picture and sight alignment with it. The second modification that was really done was I added the Crimson Trace light guard, because I'm a firm believer that any weapon that you use, whether you use it for defensive purposes, home defense, or concealed carry, should have a good light on it. As you can see here, it's a pretty white light. The only problem is holstering options are definitely difficult to come by. The second modification that was made was the inclusion of the Crimson Trace laser grips. These are relatively zeroed and bore-sighted along with the weapon, and they're on paper at about 15 to 20 yards. Usually this is just for a quick reference point. It's not meant for the primary sighting system, but it's there for that low light and stress fire type capabilities. And that actually replaces the medium hand grip on the back of the weapon. The fourth modification that was made to the weapon was I didn't like the way the trigger felt, even after breaking it in and having about a few hundred rounds through it. The trigger was really, really gritty. So I went onto Amazon and I found the Apex Duty Carry and Action Enhancement Kit and had that installed last year. So that actually cleaned up the performance and the mechanics of the weapon very, very nicely. And then last year, I went and I purchased their Apex Polymer trigger, as you can see here. It's a Glock type trigger, and that helped to actually clean this up a lot more than what was on there. Groupings are a lot tighter, the trigger pull is very, very smooth, it's crisp, and there's an actual noticeable reset with it. It's not so much of it's not a tack driver, but this is a defensive gun. It's fun to shoot. I definitely love it. Would not give it up for the world, but I mean, considering that, you know, it cost me like $600 to start, then you add in another $85-$90 for the sights, another $90 to $100 for the carry kit, then the additional $30 to $40 for the trigger. That racks up real quick. Good weapon. I think that really Smith & Wesson was onto something here when they introduced it. They have the 2.0 introduced now, which is supposed to actually be a lot smoother and a lot better, but some of the reviews that I've seen show that the trigger issue is still there. It's pretty reliable. It's digested just about everything I've put through it. And right now, you know, it's my primary home defense go-to piece. I did carry this conceals for a couple of years, and as you can see, it's a full-framed automatic. and and there were some challenges in doing it, especially once I put this light guard on it. But I actually found holsters that worked, and they worked out rather well. And again, this is a pretty nice gun. I like it a lot. It's accurate. It shoots. It goes bang, and I'm pretty good with it. So overall, I would definitely say that it's been worth the investment. It's been worth the money that I have spent on it. But I definitely think that for those that are interested in buying one, whether it's the older generation or the 2.0, you're definitely going to want to swap out the sights and swap out the innards with it as well. I definitely think that maybe Smith & Wesson should partner with Apex and just induce their carry kits into the M&P line, and that they would definitely have a very, very good package there. So with that, this is ABDSP and a quick overview and review of the first generation M&P by Smith & Wesson. So I'm out.